It's the year of rebalance, the year of restoring good habits, healthy habits, the year of wellness and health and all the wonderful things, right? Right. However, it's also the year of fun. And in that fun, we just need to incorporate some like sweet, tasty treats, because who wants to eat like salad all the time? Not me, definitely not me. I've been working on a cookie recipe that is clean and meets all the needs, but also like satisfies the sweet tooth, you know? And I think I have come up with the perfect recipe. So this recipe is gluten-free, dairy-free, refined sugar-free, but definitely not flavor-free. It is so delicious and just so all the things. And it is one of the things I am most proudest of in 2024. And I know the year just started, but just hear me on this. Even if you are not on a wellness journey and you have not reduced or completely eliminated things like gluten and dairy and refined sugars and whatever, this cookie is still going to rock your world. It is so, so good. I am making it like several times a week. That's not even an exaggeration. They are that good. So let's get into the recipe. Let me show you what we're working with, because I am ready for a sweet treat in my little body, and I think you are too. Let's do it. For our cookie recipe, these are the ingredients that we're going to use. Now, do not be afraid. It looks like a lot of ingredients, but it's really not. And again, this is a clean cookie. Everything here you can easily identify, pronounce. You can go to any aisle in your grocery store, not any aisle, you know, the corresponding aisle, and pick the stuff up off a shelf. So clean. This is what we have for our dry ingredients. We have some almond flour, and I like to use the blanched almond flour. It smells and tastes like a cake batter kind of. It just smells sweet and very like sweet treat, if you know what I mean. So blanched almond flour. We have some gluten-free oats. We have baking powder, and the baking powder I like to use is aluminum free. There is some cinnamon, ground cinnamon, some pink salt, flax seeds, and these are ground flax seeds. We have our delicious little chocolate chips. And then for our wet ingredients, we are using a vanilla bean pod, and these are just so flavorful and delicious. I don't know that I could go back to just like the liquid vanilla. We'll see, we'll see. So our vanilla bean pod, we have maple syrup, coconut oil, some peanut butter, and this is crunchy peanut butter with the peanut pieces in it, just to give the cookies some extra body and texture. And then we have some date paste. So for the date paste, all I did was take some dates. So I put all of my dates in a big, large cup. I topped that with boiling water, and I let it sit for at least 10 minutes, but up to like 20. Once they were nice and tender, I transferred all of my dates into a mini chopper, added a little bit of the water that they had softened up in, and then I blended it until it was as smooth as I wanted it to be. My date paste is gonna sit in the fridge, and it is just perfect, ready to go. And now I am discovering the beautiful world of date paste and all the things I can use it for. So date paste is a natural sweetener. The really great thing about the date paste is that it's not going to spike your blood sugar. It is much, much better and much cleaner than using like a refined sugar, cane sugar, all of those lovely things. So let's get down to making our batter so we can have our yummy cookies. I'm gonna start in the order that I usually do this in, because memory, you know? So I'm gonna do 1.5 cups of oats, and these are not the quick oats. I've never used quick oats, I think, in my life. So I wouldn't even know how to make this with quick oats. But if you know how, then please tell me. So 1.5 cups of the gluten-free oats, and then we're going to do 1/2 cup of our blanched almond flour. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for these cookies. These are, they're so good. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of our baking powder. Put that little baby right in there. The next thing on our list is cinnamon, and I love cinnamon. I love putting it in as much stuff as I can. Cinnamon has been really great for me, specifically with PCOS and helping to regulate my insulin. So this is a great addition to your shakes, your smoothies, your sweet treats, your curries, you know, whatever. So we're gonna go hard, and I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon because I just loves my cinnamon. And it's a little more whatever. Remember, we measure with our heart here, you know? Measure with the heart. So next up is our pink salt. So the pink salt, I do maybe about half of a teaspoon. And that might sound like a lot, but I really, really enjoy the sweet salty combination. And these definitely taste sweet like a chocolate chip cookie. However, there is that like underlying little saltiness in there that is just mwah, perfection. The next ingredient is our ground flax. So all I did is I took my whole flax seeds, I threw them in my blender and just blended them until they were the consistency that I wanted. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of my ground flax seeds. The last of our dry ingredients is our chocolate chips. You can go as hard as you want with your chocolate chips. I like to add them now and get them mixed up with all of the dry ingredients, and that really helps to keep them from settling at the bottom of the cookies, if you know what I mean. So I learned this the hard way a good long time ago. So I'm gonna use like half of this container, which, well, that's a little more than half, but remember, measure with your heart. So I'm gonna give all of this a mix with my spatula here. And I cannot sing the praises of these cookies enough. I mean, I might be a little biased. I came up with the recipe, but I may need to get B in here so that he can tell you like how many times he's had these cookies, and he's not complaining, not at all. But I have made these and made these and made these, and you know me, I don't use a recipe like ever. So to try to recreate them again can be really difficult. So I finally wrote things down, tested it again, and oh my gosh, they are so delicious. All right, so we are all mixed up. Let me show you what we're working with. And that is what our dry ingredients looks like. The next thing we're gonna do is work on our wet ingredients. So for that, I'm going to just move this out of the way. So I have a bowl here. I'm gonna need to put some ingredients into the microwave just to get them all zhuzhed up. So I have 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So we'll just do this here. I have 2 tablespoons of my peanut butter. So I will do this here. And I'm just gonna microwave this for like 30 to 45 seconds or until everything is nice and melted, specifically our coconut oil. So, un momento. So our peanut butter and our coconut oil is nice and melted. So I'm gonna give everything a really good stir. And then we're moving on. So to this, I'm going to add half of my vanilla bean pod. So here is what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna cut this in half. And then I'm going to cut it lengthwise, and I'm gonna just scrape the vanilla beans right out of there. And they are so potent, so flavorful, just so incredibly delicious. Oh my gosh, try a vanilla bean pod if you have never done it before. Incredible. So just make sure when you're doing this, your knife is sharp. So you'll see I did not go all the way through. I just cut the very top layer. And now I'm gonna take the back of my knife, slip it in there, and I'm just going to drag it and get all the vanilla beans like so. Delicious. So I'm gonna take my vanilla beans and I'm going to place them right into the melted coconut oil and peanut butter and give that a mix. And oh my gosh, the smell of these vanilla beans, so insane. So to this, I'm gonna add my maple syrup, and I'm gonna use 3 to 4 tablespoons. And this just gives it a little extra sweetness and like stickiness, helps it bind. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna add this mixture into our dry ingredients. And then we're gonna start mixing, and then it's time for our date paste. So let me get this in there. These cookies are kind of the best of two worlds for me, like a chocolate chip cookie and an oatmeal cookie. I love, love, love an oatmeal cookie. I dislike greatly, however, when an oatmeal cookie has raisins in it. Ugh. So the last thing we're gonna add is our date paste, and I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons. So let's just get to adding. One of the things I love about dates is that they have like a caramel kind of flavor. And I find that when you create a paste, like it really just amplifies that. I don't know how it happens. Is it the heat when you add the boiling water? I don't know. I really don't know, but it is delicious. So our batter is sticky. It's perfectly hydrated. This is exactly what I want. It's perfection. I'm so excited. So excited. It's finally time for my favorite part, and that is assembling our cookies. Our oven is ready to go. She is waiting ever so patiently at 350 degrees, and all she's waiting for is to do her job, and that is to bake these beautiful cookies. So it should come as no surprise that these cookies are just, I'm not using an exact measurement. Who would expect that of me? So I'm just using my tablespoon, and I'm just gonna grab like a heaped tablespoon and just form these with my hands. So something like this. I'm just gonna give it like a little roll and then give it like a little mash down. And this is what they're gonna look like. So you can see how moist the batter is, but so good. And they really don't spread a lot. They will rise, but it's not gonna give a lot of spread. At least per the last batch that I made. Let's hope things continue. The trend continues. So if you wanted precision, I would say these are probably like 2 tablespoons of batter. So you can find the little cookie scoop and use the 2 tablespoon one, and that would probably work really, really well. Unless you're like me and you just don't care. I'm just finding so much joy in playing with food. And done. I am so excited. So we ended up with 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 delicious cookies. So we're gonna throw these guys in the oven. They're gonna bake at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna let them cool for about 10 minutes. And then we are diving in with the long-awaited taste test. Let's go. We're finally done. It is time to taste test, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at how beautiful this is. I'm gonna bring this close to you so you can see how like moist and just, oh, it's so chewy and so just, let me show you. Look at this. Are you ready? Are you even ready? Look at that. It's so chewy, so like fluffy on the inside. Oh, so good. So good. So we're gonna try our delicious little cookie here, and they definitely need more time to cool, but ain't nobody got time to wait. Nobody. Here we go. Oh, and there was like a little string of melted chocolate. Oh my God. These cookies are so insanely delicious. Maybe 10 out of 10 is just not enough. Maybe it's like 100 out of 10. They're seriously so good. They are very chewy. They're like springy, like fluffy. They really don't spread out on the baking sheet, but they do rise because of the baking powder. They are just, oh my God. And what makes them even better is that they are good for this body. You know, I'm not downing like a sheet of cookies. This is like an occasional thing. But when the mood strikes me and I have a craving for something sweet, I can definitely make this and know that it's not going to hurt me. So dairy-free, gluten-free, refined sugar-free, my gosh, oh my gosh. So I am going to let these guys finish cooling, and maybe later when we watch a little something on TV, I'll have a little cookie. It's like my little nightcap, you know, but oh my God, so delicious, so delicious. I'm so happy right now. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell, because all that really supports my channel and it means the universe to me. Mwah.